Good afternoon and welcome. My name is David Jackson and I'm President and Chief Operating Officer at Simmons Prepared Foods. Thank you for coming today. As most of you know, Simmons is a third-generation family-owned company. Since those early days in 1949, family values have been a key part of making Simmons Foods one of Arkansas's premier companies. Strong family values like put people first, act with integrity, take responsibility, be curious, and take action have enabled Simmons Foods to become the company it is today. Simmons Foods' extended family includes more than 6,500 people who work in our facilities throughout this region and other cities in North America. Simmons Foods' extended family is about to grow again. 2019 will be a special year for Simmons Prepared Foods. That's when Simmons will have a brand new $180 million chicken facility in Benton County. 2020 and 2021 will see additional investments, bringing the total investment to over $300 million. In 2019, our Benton County facility will employ approximately 1,000 people, and by 2022, this facility is estimated to employ over 2,300 people. This Benton County facility is located on 870 acres, which is over 1.1 miles wide and 1.1 miles deep, between the communities of Decatur and Gentry along Highway 59. The design of the facility starts with our first value, put people first. We are designing the facility with our team members' needs top of mind while achieving our manufacturing objectives. The building is currently designed at over 315,000 square feet and will incorporate many people first initiatives in our layout. The people in this facility will provide fresh and frozen chicken products for retail and restaurant customers, and at full capacity will produce approximately 850 million pounds of poultry annually. This expansion will allow us to service our growing customers' needs over the next few years. As our customers continue to develop their business, we expect Simmons Prepared Foods to continue our growth beyond this expansion. Many people have come together and worked hard to bring us to this point, and on behalf of Simmons Foods and Simmons Prepared Foods, I want to say thank you. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Judge Barry Mooring from Benton County. Please welcome me and joining him to the podium. Thank you.
It's a tall podium. All right. All right. Thanks, David. I do appreciate that. On behalf of the citizens of Benton County, thank you so much for the invitation, Todd, and to you and your family and everybody who works for Simmons Foods. Really appreciate that. We are so blessed to live in Benton County and in Northwest Arkansas. All of the great amenities that we enjoy and the wonderful environment we live in. We have an amazing, amazing quality of life. And with that quality of life comes abundant opportunities. And many of those opportunities were created here in Northwest Arkansas by great families. Families that had vision, and families that had entrepreneurial spirit, and frankly, families that bet big on Northwest Arkansas. And the Simmons family is one of those great families, one of those great stories in Northwest Arkansas. Todd and Shelley, and of course your dad and grandfather before that, really are one of the families that make Northwest Arkansas what it is today. And I'm so proud to live here as a result of some of the great spirit that those entrepreneurs brought here. The Simmons family and Simmons Foods have been long-time contributors and investors in Northwest Arkansas, nearly 3/4 of a century now. And we've heard about now the terrific expansion that's going to happen in this part of Benton County over here on the west side. And on behalf of Benton County, we are just unbelievably thrilled that this is going to happen, that those jobs are going to be created here, that quality of life that we enjoy is going to be enhanced even more, and very excited about this opportunity. And so Today is a celebration of that continued investment, and on behalf of Benton County, we are so happy to be able to facilitate that. And with that, I'm going to introduce Todd Simmons, CEO of Simmons Foods. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for being here today. There's a lot of folks to thank. And first of all, thank you, Judge Mooring, for coming. And we look forward to working with Benton County and your folks in the county. We also want to thank the cities of Siloam Springs, Gentry, and Decatur for working with us and trying to figure out where to put something like this in Northwest Arkansas. And there had been a great amount of cooperation. I'd like to thank Arkansas Poultry Federation, or the Poultry Federation, and for help just throughout the process. You guys have been fantastic. Arkansas Economic Development Corporation, thank you very much, and certainly thank you, Governor, for your work as well. And excited to hear from you here in just a second. Get me off of this podium. I'm proud to be a part of the team that's building the future of Simmons Foods. My dad wasn't able to make it because he's up in Toronto at our facility, pet food facility up there, celebrating a 26-year retirement of one of our team members up there. So I think that's appropriate that he be up there, and he thought so too. Obviously, that's where he is. And but he is really excited to have this happening and have us announcing this great investment today. David, I appreciate your comments earlier, and thank you for talking about the family values that are important to our business. We are a family business, and we plan to stay that way. We plan to grow that way. And so as we grow, it's fun to do it in our home turf in Benton County and in Arkansas. So we really do appreciate the support to allow us to bring this investment to Arkansas and to Benton County. Everything Simmons Foods has accomplished to date has been possible through our committing people first. As you know, just several weeks back, we opened a new facility in Siloam Springs for our feed ingredient business. At that time, Jeff Webster, who heads that division for us, said that the facility told a story about hometowns, teamwork, new jobs, innovation, and good people doing great work. This new facility in Benton County tells the same strong story about good people doing great work. We have focused months on planning and design, on building an operation that specifically focuses on putting our people first. It focuses on how our team members work and interact, and that is the primary focus, because if they are able to work inside a workplace that is the best in the food industry, we feel like they'll do their best in providing quality, safe food products for the world. As we grow, our put people first value will continue to be more and more important. As we all know, people resources are the most important thing in a business, to grow a government, and drive change. And so if you don't have the best designed facilities for them, they won't be able to do their best and drive performance. So we're proud to be a part of a great industry producing quality protein products for the world. Our business is really hard work, and our team members understand what it means to do their part to make Simmons strong. All we need to do as leadership is follow their example, and the rest will take care of itself. So thank you very much for being here today. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce a great friend to Simmons Foods and a great leader for the state of Arkansas, the Honorable Governor Asa Hutchinson.
Thank you, Todd. Let me just underscore one fundamental point today. This is a great day to celebrate Northwest Arkansas and the announcement of Simmons Industries. Let's give Simmons a great big round of applause. Let me underscore the statistics for a moment. This is 1,500 new jobs. It is a retention of 800 jobs that are in the current facility in Decatur that were at risk of being lost if we did not win this facility in Arkansas. It is a $300 million investment, but you take all of that together, and this is the biggest job announcement that I've ever seen in the poultry industry. It's the biggest jobs announcement that I've seen since I've been governor, and it is the biggest jobs announcement in my memory here in Arkansas. And it just happens to be in my native territory. You know, I can't help but think about growing up on the farm on the Spavinaw Creek between Gravett and Decatur, and my dad getting up early in the morning to go inspect chickens at the old Peterson plant, which is now acquired by Simmons in the heart of Decatur. And so this is our lifeblood here. This is how I grew up. And driving from Gravett over to Siloam and buying cars when I was a youngster with my dad, this is all home to me. And the impact of this on western Benton County cannot be overstated. Whenever you look at the benefits it'll bring to Siloam Springs, Decatur, Gentry, all of this area, and this part of Oklahoma, in fact, because you cannot get 1,500 new employees without taking from a region, and these are good paying jobs. And the plant that Todd and Simmons are going to be building here is state of the art. It's going to be environmentally friendly. That's going to maintain a commitment to the way of life that we have in Northwest Arkansas, as well as creating these jobs. I appreciate personally that commitment, Todd, of you and your family. I wanted to recognize some of the partners that are here today. First of all, this could not have happened without the Arkansas Economic Development Commission led by Mike Preston. Mike, would you stand? We have Secretary Wes Ward, our Secretary of Agriculture, who told me today this is big for Arkansas agriculture. Thank you for being here and supporting it. Our Arkansas Department of Finance Authority is called ADFA, led by Aaron Burke, has been a part of this because when you're looking at 1,500 new employees over time, you have to have affordable housing. You have to have housing projects in this area, and they're an agency that helps finance those. The Arkansas Highway Department, I see my friend Philip Taldo, Commissioner of the Highway Commission, but the Highway Department is an important part of this because you're looking at traffic flows, and so they've been a part of these discussions. Judge Mooring, I want to thank you in Benton County because Benton County is a big part of this and helping to do some bond issues down the road that will help on this. And so, as you can see from this, and we've got the city leaders of Decatur and Gentry and other cities that are here, Siloam Springs, all of these are partners to make it happen. This does not happen overnight. And I know that whenever you look at other states that would do a lot and provide a lot of incentives and compete for this, which they did, we've got to consider in Arkansas, this is not only a great victory for Northwest Arkansas, a great investments by Simmons to this community, but it is a great win for the state of Arkansas. Whenever you look at Northwest Arkansas, right now we have a 2.9% unemployment rate. Now, did you ever think, Todd, that you'd ever get to the point in Arkansas that you'd hope the unemployment rate would not get any lower? But whenever we're bringing in jobs, you know, that's always a challenge for us. And so we're grateful the fact that we today actually have more people working in Arkansas than any time in our history. We have 1.3 million people, we just announced it today, that are in our workforce that are working, and that means we've moved and increased worker participation, and those that have moved in the workforce have jobs. And I know that here in Siloam we've had a plant that had to close. That was bad news, but we can adjust to that because all of these people have job opportunities. And that's the climate that we want to create in Arkansas, one that we are responding to the changing trends in the global marketplace. And to do that, we recognize that some jobs move, some jobs come in. We're competing for those jobs, and this is a great success story. As governor, I've had a number of goals. One of those has been to support our homegrown Arkansas companies. Let me underscore that, how important that is. This is one of the leading private companies, one of the largest private companies in the state of Arkansas. It's a family of entrepreneurs. And we don't want to spend all our resources recruiting industry from out of state, although we want to do some of that. We want to support our industry here in Arkansas, and this reflects that. Secondly, we want to be a global leader in attracting new industry to this state. And so that's why Director Preston, myself, and others have been out. We market our state. We're proud of that, and the global connections and the global leadership position that Arkansas is in, and much of that is represented in the poultry industry, whether it's selling to Cuba, whether it's selling to China, whether it's selling to other markets globally. It all starts right here by our growers and our workforce and our companies and our entrepreneurs in the poultry industry right here in this state. And then we want to continue to train the workforce. My last trip here was over to Gentry to see their workforce training center. And so that combination of workforce training with creating these jobs is a winning combination. I also want to recognize as incredible partners our legislators that are here. We have Representative Dotson, Representative Douglas, and Representative Lundstrom. Would you all stand, please? Did I leave anybody out? Now, these are the ones that support us in our tax credits, in our incentives that helps us to grow our homegrown industry and to bring other industry here and create these jobs. So their support of this is very important. Now, let me end by saying, going back to my dad. As I grew up, he had a high school education. He worked hard, but he told me two things are important in life. He said, son, get an education. And then he said, son, get a job. Are those not just two simple, proverbial statements of wisdom that my dad gave to me, and every person probably heard that from your folks and your family as well. Get an education and get a job. We're focusing on that in Arkansas, improving education, improving training, but we want to make sure those young people have every opportunity for jobs and their future here in this state, and we're providing that. Again, more people are working in Arkansas than any time in history. Todd, thank you and your partners in Simmons Industry for this successful story today and announcement. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Governor Hutchinson, for your support and your comments. I'm really excited about the things that are going on in Arkansas. It's an exciting place to live and to drive a growing business. So your great leadership is appreciated. With that, speaking of being grateful, grateful for all of you being here today. And I think just looking out at the team on the second row that's going to be primarily responsible for building this thing and making sure it starts running, we need to get back to work, okay? So with that, thank you all for being here, and this concludes our afternoon. Thank you.